New water rates plus an end to the drought surcharge, also financial assistance for conservation projects in the city of Roseville. Hi, I'm Steve Swat for Comcast Newsmakers, coming to you from the Tower Theater. Thanks for joining us. And my guest this segment is Rich Plecker, who is the director of the Roseville's Department of Environmental Utilities.
Right.
Thanks for correcting me. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So the water situation in Roseville, which at one time was considered pretty dire because of the low level at Folsom Lake, is much better, isn't it?
It is much better, and ironically, it is raining quite hard outside right now. But this past winter, excepting February, of course, has been quite kind to us. So it looks, by all appearances, that our reservoirs are going to refill, and that we will be in much better shape this summer than we have been in the last 4 years.
That's great. I know the City Council ended the drought surcharge.
Correct.
But we have some new water rates.
Correct.
So tell us about that a little bit.
Well, there were a couple of things that happened. One is we had a long time sort of design that when we entered different conservation stages, in an attempt to sort of make up for the revenue shortfalls, we had surcharges that kind of kicked in. What we found is that practice really didn't work real well. It really sent the wrong message to our customers, and people started to see it as a punishment or a penalty. And so this last year we set about redesigning our rate program. One of the things that we had to do was to eliminate the tiers that we had in the rates and come up with a uniform rate. As part of that process, we redid the drought surcharge as well, and it was much better received by the City Council, and it's actually better received as far as we know from our customers.
I know in other communities that have done this, there's quite a bit of pushback. I'm saving water, and yet you're charging me more now.
Right.
Because we're using less water.
That's the truth, and a little bit deeper dive into that conversation is you realize that most public utilities are not for profit, and you're really trying to cover the cost of operations that you have. And so with that conversation in the community and numerous stakeholder settings, people started to understand a little bit better what we were up to.
Now, Roseville still has water restrictions, conservation target, but it's been eased a little bit.
Correct.
Due to the good work up here.
I think so. This last February, the State Water Resources Control Board revisited the drought practices of the prior year, and we were fairly quick to point out to them that all forecasts had indicated that we're going to have a pretty wet winter. And from the state board's perspective, they're trying to look out for the entirety of the state, and notwithstanding Placer County and Roseville, they really weren't in a position to alter things much. But what they did do is they allowed us to alter the standing requirement, which was last year 28%. They looked at sort of our climate, where we're at in inland community. It's hotter in Roseville, so they reduced our target by 3%. Currently, they might adjust it downward even a little bit more for what they call a growth adjustment, because we're a growing community. But more appropriately right now, given the conditions that we're in, I think they're going to have to rethink where we stand in this drought, and the one-size-fits-all might not be appropriate for the state moving forward.
We only have a little time left. I do want to talk a little bit about some of these, some of the financial assistance that's available to the folks in Roseville or companies if they conserve more.
Right. We have a number of incentives for both residential customers and particularly for commercial customers that don't often avail themselves of these opportunities. Anywhere from smart irrigation controllers to turf replacements in the front yard. It all starts with a WaterWise house call, where our people come out to either your home or your business and give it a once through to see how things are going. Most of our customers receive this very, very well. They appreciate it greatly, and that's kind of the start of how you get the ball rolling with some of the incentives and rebates that can come down.
Great. It sounds like a great project. And is it working?
It is.
Yeah.
It's working extremely well. Roseville, we're very proud of the fact that we've exceeded the state's targets by 5% this last year, so it's doing well.
That's great. Rich Plecker of Environmental Utilities, thank you very much for coming by.
Thanks for having me.
And thanks to our viewers for watching Comcast Newsmakers from Roseville. I'm Steve Swat. We'll see you next time.